about tonight's. The agenda is basically here. We're going to try to do some editing, some title selection, some music selection, some tricks and tips about editing, SEO, and posting. That's what we're going to try to accomplish tonight. It's not going to be any set order how we do this because the software is a little bit unstable. I do want to talk about a new video that I posted today, and I wanted to show a couple of things dealing with the editing process. I'm using DaVinci Resolve, as you see right here. And this is a version of a short video that I did today. I wanted to talk about, for example, in this particular case, creating titles. There's a large variety of titles that you can use in DaVinci Resolve. And basically, all you have to do to create a title is to go to the title selection, and you could choose, for example, this one, and you could bring it down. And then it will give you something like this, basically. I'm not going to keep it, but I'll give you an example of what it is.
I used to fear the silence of an empty room and my own thoughts. Losing was the trigger. I felt...
And that is a banner. And don't worry about the slowness. When you got too many elements in the computer, it gets confused. But the thing about title is once you set it up, you can move it around. And so let me get rid of this one because I do not want to keep that one there. Although it doesn't matter right now, but I don't undo it. Undo it. So you go. For here, for example, this is the title that I selected here on top. And the good thing about it is you could change the size by going to the inspector. You could change the size of it. See it, you make it smaller, you could make it larger. You could change the color of the lettering by pressing on the color and selecting a different color. It does that. You can, in fact, go to settings and you could change the location. You can move it all the way down if you like, or keep it all the way up. You could bring it down, you could bring it up. You can move it left, you can move it right. And the other things you could add to it, which I'll show you in a minute. The other things you could do is, it's what I call video transition. I'm going to show you this one here and what it does.
I used to fear the...
You saw that it wrote the title in, and then you could do one at the end, which is a little different.
Losing was the trigger.
And it took the title out. You could get that through video transition. And if you go down to, I think it's rotate. It rotates. You could rotate video in and out by doing that. Let me see what this one is.
By the weight of not winning my last fight.
This one is a slice push. And the way you select it, basically, you just grab it and you bring it down and you put it in there. You stick it in there. You'll see, okay, it's like right there. See how it, under the T, you can put it anywhere, how it kind of does the slide push. I'm going to show you how it happens.
Grow through your pain. Subscribe now to help us feed our veterans.
So that's a slide push and how it's done. And I wanted to show you a few others. Let me see. You got slides push. We got that. This one is, oh, this is a slide. It's using the pan down, pan left, pan right. And this is what it would do. You'll see in the next couple of clips.
It feels like the end. But what if that pain, that gut-wrenching moment of failure, isn't
You
the
see how the frame moves? You pan to the left or to the right, up or down, depending on what you want. Let me demonstrate again.
It feels like the end.
So you kind of slide it towards the right.
Pain, that gut-wrenching
This
moment
one
of failure.
slide it up. So it depends on what you want to do. Let's look at the next one.
The very thing that forged
This one was like a rotate. You rotate the clip that you want. I'll show it to you again.
the very thing that forges you into
What it
something.
does do is kind of bring some more dimension to the video as far as what you want. And by the way, one technique that we're demonstrating on this one is what I call picture within the picture. You have the main video, which is right here in video 1. And then you have video 2, which is superimposed on top of it. That'll be this area right here. And depending on what you do with it, you could move it. You could make it whatever size you want by changing the shape of it. You could make it bigger and take the whole frame. Or you could make it smaller. You could make it whatever size you want. And then you could place it again on the left, on the right, on the center. You could go up or you could go down. You're doing it right here on the XY axis. Depending on what the messages that you want to bring to this video. Okay. And I found out that this is an effective technique. Some people seem to like it because you have two messages going on. You have the static message that's being discussed on the video. You have the subtitles that you see right here talking about the video on the background, but you have some action on the front that are supporting the action that are going on right now. So people seem to like that approach. And as you could tell, the pictures in the back are static and the one in the front are not. Play it again.
You into something stronger, something unbreakable. It's time to rise. Let's get back up together. But I realized I wasn't being buried by not winning. I was growing through your pain.
Like I said, when you see those slow movement here during the editing process, do not worry about it, because when you actually print out on the video, it actually goes away. It's just, for whatever reason, and I believe it's my computing power, it does that during the editing process. Now I wanted to go back here. This is the second title that I added. And I wanted to show you this. It didn't work right now, but I'm going to take it off. You could add emoji to it. Let me go to the bottom this time. If you press the window key and the period, you get this little box here where you basically can add an emoji. You could select any of these, or you could press here and you get more different emojis for depending on what you want to place on the video. I'm not really the best when it comes to emojis. I just know that I could do it. So let's see what happened. Let me move back and let's play it through the video and see what you can see.
I stopped wishing, got back in the gym and started warring. Grow through your pain. Subscribe now to help us feed our veterans.
Yeah. So there's a little warning. If you see right here, you hear a little square. That means that it didn't show the emoji. So basically, a lot of time what I have to do to show the emojis, do this. I had to go to titles, search for titles. Maybe text. Is it on title or is it on effects? I think it's on effects. Let me see. It's not coming out tonight, so I apologize for that. Left, third, middle. Here you go. It's this one here. You want to pick one that has, it's just take a basic title box. So you go here and you get rid of whatever you have there. Then you press window key and you press a period. And let's pick something completely different. Let's see. Nope, I don't like that. Go back. I'm going to pick the traditional. That's fine. So when you go here, you should be able to see it on your video now.
Something stronger, something unbreakable. It's time to rise.
You see that? There you go. It's right there. Now, usually I want to add some movement to it. I want to either make it transition in and transition out. A simple way to do that basically would be doing this. Let's see, you could do it. Okay, we're gonna do, actually I like to do the 90 degrees. I don't know why I like the 90 degrees. 90 degrees, and then I'm going to do a pan down, meaning that's gonna just go out of the frame. So when it comes in, you see what happened.
Something unbreakable. It's time to rise.
You saw that, how it rotated?
Let's get back up together. But I realized...
And you saw how it went down. So again, let me show you. It's gonna rotate in, and then it's gonna zoom down by adding those two elements.
Unbreakable. It's time to
rotate
rise.
In.
Let's get back up together. But I realized...
Rotate down. So you have that in there. So let's see. Now also the music, I selected the music based on the request from whomever requested this video. They wanted to have some Latin music in the background. So that's what you hear there. And the way to change the music to match the not the content so much, but the voice. If you look at it and you click on it, and you do a right click, and you go to normalize audio levels, you could change how loud it is in comparison to the rest of the clip. So I'm going to make it louder to give you a demonstration. You see how the wavelengths get bigger. So this is what the way it will sound right now.
Florida, boxing, all of things.
I used to fear the silence of an empty room.
You see, that's much louder compared to this.
It feels like the end. But what if that pain?
See, so you can make it as louder, or you, in the same manner, you could go again, click on it, do a right click, go to normalize video, and then you can make it louder by giving a larger negative number. Now, that's not the only way to do it. If you happen to be here in audio, if you inspector audio, and you click on the audio that you're looking at, you can always come here and either increase the volume. It's too obviously too loud. You could see it changing as you slide the bar here back and forth. So let me see, make it into a more like about right there. Let's see how it plays.
Too scared to try again? I've been there.
Okay, so the same thing with this now. You see on the video how it has a little gap in there, a little bit of silence. Perhaps if you don't want that, you can always close that and you could expand this clip. Then you cut the end. So that way you have no space, no gap, no silence in your audio, visual, and your music when it comes to the video. You should not even hear the transition from one section to the next, at least not with silence.
It hurts. It feels like the end. But
So
what if
that
pain?
was a little bit of a jump there. You could kind of smooth that out. Another time, the way to do this is to, if you click on it and you go to the little square here, you do this, you kind of make this little V sound. What it does is when it comes to the end, it's going to decrease, and then it's going to get picked up on the next clip, sort of giving it perhaps a smoother transition. Let's see what happens.
It hurts. It feels like the end. But what if that...
You see how the volume decreases? And you could do that for a longer period of time if you wanted to kind of have a longer transition. That's one way to do it. Let's see how it plays now.
Staring at the wreckage of what I thought was my dream.
See, go down.
It feels like the end.
Picks it back
But
up.
what if that pain, that gut wrench...
I said, you don't, that's just one way to do it. I was just playing around with that. So something else, if you want to add different transition, you see how this video is pretty long. You say, you know what, I like to be able to do a video transition in between those two clips. Right now, I'm going to show you the middle, how it goes.
That bone deep weariness where you're just too scared to try again.
You saw how the middle there changed. So you could do here is basically use your knife, your blade, if you will. You could put it here. Let's say you could put it there. So now you go back to deselect the knife. Go to video transition again. And let's pick something completely different. The RGB splitter is a good one, a different one that you can use. And this one, the warp, makes a really big splash, if you will. So let's take a look at this too and see what it does. Okay, here we go.
Where you're just too scared to try again. I've been there.
So that kind of looks like a splash or on phase or something.
Where you're just too scared to try again. I've been there.
And don't worry about the smoothness of the sound, because when you go here and you print the video, download the video, it sounds really nice. So let's look at it right now. Let's look at the second one.
The wreckage of what I thought was my dream. It hurts.
See that? It did that. Again, I'm going to start to probably print this thing out to give you an idea how it's going to look like. because it looks pretty decent. That's the warp one. So we talked about everything. We talked about title. We talked about cutting the video. I'm going to show you one more trick here. Like if you like a piece of a video and you want to reuse it and put it someplace else, for example, you could do this. You could select that piece of video, you copy it, you do a Control C, Control V. And what it does, it gives you a copy of it. So now you could extend a clip if you want, or you could put it someplace. As a matter of fact, let me put it in a different place so you see it better. You see how you have a gap over here? That gap is there because I wanted it to be there. But let's see what happens if I put a piece of video here. Let's see how that looks. By the way, there's a little trick in there. If you don't know where this thing is, I forgot what the name of it is. Let's say that you're here and you know it's way out there. You don't have to want to go dig for it. Just click on the start button and it will bring it to the end. That way you could bring it exactly where you want to go. So let's see what happened when I added this piece of clip. It's clipped over here.
Losing was the trigger. I felt buried by the weight of not winning my last fight.
And this is the way it will be without it.
Losing was the trigger. I felt big.
And obviously, if you were to keep this here, you have to use a trick that I show you, which is basically to, let's say, for example, let's say we want to keep it, right? Let me see what is over here. No, we already have something there, so we want to make it smaller. Want to keep it there. So what we would do is you click on it, so you could select it, right? And then you'll go to, where are we? Should we go to Spectre? The first thing you want to do is make it smaller so that it'll fit a portion of the frame that is not being used. You can go to the right and you can basically go up if you want to keep it, right? So basically what it will look like right now would be something like this. Start it over here. Let's start it from here.
I used to fear the silence of an empty room in my own thoughts. Losing was the trigger. I felt buried by the weight of not winning.
And there it is. It's incorporated into the video now. So you have two pieces in it. And you have the actual boxer in the picture, and you have the graphics, and you have the letters that you want to show there. What I want to do right now, let me see, I demonstrated that. Instead of this, what I want to do right now basically is I'm going to download this video, even though I don't need it, but I want to give you an idea of some of the different features and how they look right now. So let me bring it down. See, I save it. Wow. Save the project. I go to deliver. I go to get YouTube right here. As you can see, it's going to be a vertical video based on my prior selection. I didn't talk about that, but I'll talk about that in a minute or two. So I'm going to call this just boxer 1. That's what I want it to be. So I'm going to add to render queue, which is basically, I got to do it again. Add to render queue, which basically will put it right here on the upper right. and then you render. Oh, what it's doing right now is sort of downloading the video. Okay. So that's the difficult night. I wonder if I'm transmitting. Okay, that should do it. That should do it. Okay. Now let's see what's going on here. I'm gonna go down and find it. So we have box two, and you're gonna be able to see some of the features that we are demonstrating.
Florida Boxing Hall of Fame.
What you saw there to start with was the title that we added. And then what you saw next was the video coming in. Let me show it again. Coming in, the first part of it coming in.
I used to fear the silence of an empty room in my own
You saw
thoughts.
how that jumped right in. And now you have the background video. And you have the picture within a picture, which is this one here. And that's what basically we are trying to demonstrate. Apologize for that. So let's look some more of it about it.
Losing was the trigger. I felt buried by the weight of not winning my last fight.
And this is, as you saw, that's the next transition that we did right here. You see how it kind of is like a blinds that are basically coming in. I'm going to demonstrate, go back. Go back to here.
Buried by the weight of not winning my last fight.
Then you continue with your story. And what tends to happen is people kind of seem to watch the video for a little longer than normal.
You ever feel that exhaustion? That bone
Again, that's the second clip.
deep weariness where you're just too scared to try again.
And this is the RGS splitter that I showed you before. And so you can see it has no impact on the narration.
You're scared to try again?
And it kind of attracts your attention to the video that you put in.
I've been there, staring at the wreckage of what I thought was my dream.
And this is the second one that sort of twisted the video. Again, no hesitation when it's actually printed. So it's sort of like zoom, gets it right in there. So that's kind of cool. Let me play some more.
It hurts. It feels like the end. But what if that pain, that gut-wrenching moment of failure, isn't the end? What if it's the beginning? The very thing that forges you into something stronger, something unbreakable. It's time to rise. Let's get back up together. But I realized I wasn't being buried by not. It's time to rise.
And as you see here, these are the emoji. Like I said before, they will come in and they rotate. You see that? They're rotating right there a little bit. Rotating. You have multiple things going on at the same time here. You have the video coming in, sliding in. You have the emoji sliding in as well. So let's take a look at that one, because you have multiple activity going on right now.
Something unbreakable. It's time
See
to
the
rise.
emoji and the
Let's
video
get back
came in
up
the
together.
background.
But I realized I wasn't being
Emoji
buried
went
by
down,
nothing.
and like I showed you before, this one is one of the largest movement on the video. This one here, where actually it's like a swirling event. And basically, it doesn't have any impact on the actual downloaded video. It's going to show it to you one more time.
Realized I wasn't being buried by not winning. I was growing through your pain. I stopped wishing, got back in the gym, and started warring. Grow through your...
And that's the second title that we have here. Put it in, and I'm using some additional. What did I use in the last one? Let me double check the last title. Oh, I got to go back to edit. Yeah, we use some, I think, some motion here to get rid of it. So that's kind of good. As you can see there, it decomposes the title from, this is like the second title that we have on the video. And what it does is it kind of decomposes it.
Subscribe now to help us feed our veterans.
Then you have your hero shot, so to speak. And you go back to the video. So many different effects, title changes, and things of that nature that you guys, that we can use when we are creating video, when we are editing the video. So hopefully that will help you. So I was trying to get another pointer in, but it's going to be impossible based on the time that we have. So much for that. Let's go back to where we were, like right here. And I guess I didn't show anything because I didn't do this. I didn't show my entire screen. Interesting. I seem to be tired today. I'm making a couple of errors. And so I'm going to just show real quick what I was talking about. We were using editing with DaVinci Resolve, and these are all the different elements that we apply. We applied using the toolbox video transition, that was one of them right there. And we use a picture within a picture, which is basically what you see there, right there. And let's see. And every one of the square is a transition for the video. And the one on top here are the title. And these are the emoji that I was making reference to. And what I'm going to do now is show you the actual video that we created. Unfortunately, I had to, you heard the sound, but now you're going to get a chance to see the video real quick.
Florida boxing all of...
That's it. That's the title up there. That's the transition coming in.
Thoughts. Losing was the trigger. Was scared to try again.
This is another transition. I'm going to go through the video real quick.
But what if that pain, the failure, isn't the end? What if it's
You can move the picture within the picture anywhere within the video.
Something stronger, something unbreakable. It's time to rise. Let's get back up together. But I realized I wasn't being buried. I was growing through your pain. I stopped wishing.
So that's basically the video itself. So at least didn't quite accomplish the editing that I wanted to do. And just briefly speaking, title selection has to do with using some of the tools that we have to select titles. We could use it using, for example, ChatGPT or Gemini to select multiple titles, or vidIQ is one of our preferred tools if you want to create a title for, like, for example, you could just give it a command here. Let me just create a thumbnail. Let me see, this is an example of creating a thumbnail that we use. You could say create usually I put in between I put in what I wanted to say, agenda tonight, for example. And it will help me create a thumbnail that we can use for the video that we have. Today is Sunday, and it seems like I've been kind of doing this thing all week, and my energy level seems to be a little low. So that's why some of the effects that I loaded in were not quite ready. Plus, I had to do a video earlier today, which basically took some time off. So this is a one that you can use, and I'm probably going to use it for tomorrow. It's a basic agenda or basic thumbnail that when you don't have nothing to, it's an example of how to do it basically. So it give me more information than what I wanted, but you could kind of make it say whatever you want. Basically, you go back and say delete breaking news, and it will probably do that. Go back over here. I think the point that I'm trying to make is that you can, in effect, create a thumbnail, and you can, in effect, change it after it is posted. And I'm going to demonstrate how we get the SEO. Like you see in here, this different command that we have provided in order to get the information that we're looking for. See, it just has clear all that information out. This is perfect. Cancel. Download. Let's just put it here. It's too much. Too big. It's incorrect. Ooh. There you go. It is saved and available. For the same token, this is SEO that we got in another package. Instead of give it a command, I'm just going to show you what it does, what it gives us. It gives you the different types of SEO that you can use, and it gives you a rating. The higher the rating, the better it is for your video. You could select from that and basically You could select them all if you like, or you could select only the one that has the highest value for your video. Also, it gives you a description that you can just literally copy and paste, and then make some small modification to within the video, and that will go into, like for example, right here. See, this one has no description so far. We could literally copy and paste this here into here. I'm not going to do it right now because I wasn't working specifically on this. And I want to do it as part of a separate entry because this has to do with the playlist, not with the individual video. But anyway, we do the same thing for the title. And usually I like to get a couple of titles when I'm doing that. As you can see, they are different options. The emotional narrative agenda angle. It gives you the title. Then it will tell you why it works. Why that title will work for you. But then it gives you a second option. Right? And it gives you a second title. And then it will tell you why will it work. And then it gives you some hashtags that are part of it. It also gives you a rating. You do want to get title that I rated because that tells you that, and it will rate pretty high on the SEO scheme. And obviously it gives you a third option with a third title with the description of why would it work. And then it kind of asks you a question, which direction feels right? So you can go back and select one. For example, let's go with option 1 or 2 or 3. What about a short? It kind of gives you information that you can select and go with. So you're not stuck with what title do I use? Try to come up with some catchy title. At least the title that you'll get are based on SEO, based on clicks on YouTube, and it will help you get a lot better as far as I'm concerned. So we did talk about editing in DaVinci Resolve to some degree. We did talk about title selection. We did talk about music. And those of you that may not have this portray this, on the video, usually the music comes in under the audio section of your video. And you could change it either by normalizing it, by changing this more or less. I'm going to cancel it because I already changed it to that version. Or you could select a portion of the video basically and using the volume here to select what you want. Also, you have this little things here that could help in the transition of the audio. You see in a minute, I think if you were not here, I'm going to demonstrate it again. Basically, instead of going straight, same level, like for example,
I've been there.
like that.
Staring at the wreckage of what
You'll see when it will dip down here, the volume will lower automatically and then will rise up again. So let me demonstrate that.
It hurts. It feels like the end. But what?
See that? Let me see when was that? What? Okay, let's see if I can find that on the actual video to see how it sounds. Oops. Sorry.
Florida Boxing Hall of
I'm gonna see if I can find it. I think it was in this area here. Yeah, it was in this area. Let's see what.
There, staring at the wreckage of what I thought was my dream. It hurts. It feels like the end. But what if that
I
pain
don't know if you noticed it, but it dipped down, kind of went low, and then came back up. I'm gonna see it. Let's demonstrate it again.
the end? But what if that pain, that gut-wrenching I thought was my dream? It hurts. It feels like the end. But what
You had it. We could make it go longer or shorter, depending on what's going on. And that's basically what you got here by putting a mark in there. Like I said, you could stretch it, make it longer. You could change the curvature of it by clicking on the second one here. You could make it an abrupt change, and you see if you do it like that, what will happen.
dream? It hurts. It feels like the end. But what if that pain, that gut-wrenching moment of failure,
So that completely, it took the video, the sound almost completely out. And then put it back in. So that's what this music section was on the agenda. And the editing tricks and tips, we talked about that, the different titles, emojis, like for example here, we have emojis in the center. We have a couple of titles on top. And then we had transition from one part of the video to another. I'm going to show you the beginning again. Apologize if you were here for a while, but some people came in a little late, so I'm going to demonstrate it again. Watch the title, watch the transition. That's the title. That's the transition. And there's also a picture within a picture that you will see starting right here. So you see the title on the top. That's going to be right here, this section over here. And then you see the other elements coming in and out.
Florida, boxing, all of things.
I used to fear the silence of an empty room and my own thoughts. Losing was the trigger.
You saw that? Transition coming in and out. Transition coming in. And a picture within a picture. This is all the elements that we talked about tonight. So that's what we meant by tricks and tip. Then the SEO is the last portion that I talked about for this particular event video. We just use vidIQ. I call it vidIQ to do most of the work, most of the heavy lifting, like creating the thumbnail, the titles, and the SEO. I seem to like it better than using other elements like ChatGPT or Gemini, even though they work fine. At least with vidIQ, I get a rating that kind of tells me at least there's some analytics going behind, and there's some productivity that you could gain from that. They look at all the different videos and basically they try to give you the best advice that you possibly can. And I'll see if I find an example of that. Let me see, dashboard, content. Let me just pick this one, for example. You see right here how you could do A/B testing. It will help you with the A/B testing. It will help you with the description of the video. It gives you multiple description of that. And then it will also help you with the the tags. So those are three important part of the video that you can use vidIQ for. And that is the basic topic that on the agenda that we're talking about, SEO and that. The posting, I'll be honest with you guys, tonight I did a short and I was going through the posting and wanted to do a posting for the video that I created tonight. And I ended up not posting it. I ended up basically making it not public, but making it private, because I find now that doing my posting, I seem to like it better when I do it through streaming. And I cannot demonstrate it to you because right now, if I do that, what virtually will happen is my video will go nuts. Let me see. We'll go here. My video, what happened to my video basically is that it could stop like it has stopped in the past. So I want to be sure that I demonstrated that before using a different software. But I'm not going to do it tonight because I don't want my live stream to stop until I'm ready to go. So let's go back over here. Like I said, posting is going to be done through live streaming. And I did one tonight. Those of you that joined me for that tonight, I really appreciate it. It was the second version of the video that I just edited. We were just doing a live demonstration of the post or sending that video into through that. And the way that it comes in, it doesn't come out to the regular thing, to the regular video. Like when you go to video, shorter videos, it goes under the live section. It's right here. You come in. And the big reason for doing it live is you get higher watch hours if you stream it in than if you basically just post it. I demonstrated that on a prior video, and I'm going to go ahead and deal with that today. But I did demonstrated that in a prior video. So let me go back over here. So that basically is the agenda for tonight. I did show the editing, the title selection, the music selection and editing, the tricks and tips of doing DaVinci Resolve, the SEO, and the posting. That's the agenda for tonight. I appreciate any comments that you might want to make. And I appreciate the fact that you attended and took part in some of the information that we are putting out. We ask basically two things: if you can, watch as much of the video as you can, and more important than anything, leave us a comment. Comment kind of let us know that you're watching, and it give us the idea of what things you need for us to work on. And it can encourage us to continue to support and continue to go forward. We will continue to do this as long as we possibly can. With that being said, I'm going to say good night, everyone. I'm going to end the posting now. As soon as I find what I'm doing, there you go.